Hello and welcome to the Patriot Connection. I'm Paisley Jones.
And I'm Lola Woods. It's one of our school's crowning achievements, our incredible speech and debate state championship winning streak, which currently stands at a whopping 43 years in a row. Patriot Connection reporter Hudson Davis takes a look at the road to 44.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you've definitely heard of our state speech and debate team championship winning streak. The journey towards this year's tournament is drawing near. Getting to an unprecedented 43 wins is certainly not an easy feat. Endless hours of hard work and dedication from both the team and the coaches is a part of what makes the magic happen.
Being on the team is a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort and time. There's a lot of practicing that goes into it, but I'm very thankful to be on a team that has won consecutive states for 43 years and hopefully 44. But yeah, you just have to give it your all and hope for the best.
Definitely a lot of preparation and hard work. We practice a lot more than some other teams that we go against. We practice more times a week and we put in long hours, and we really just make sure that we're feeling solid on what we're doing and we don't move on unless we have a really good grasp on what we were working on beforehand.
The big thing that we have that a lot of other teams don't have is the fact that we have a speech and debate class, which allows us to actually get more practice in and overall just learn a lot more and become more enriched in the events that we do, and just really drives us to win every year.
I like the pressure is definitely a lot greater because like last year we didn't want to be the team to lose states, the 43rd championship during Corn Force last year, and now we don't want to be the team to lose it after he's gone, and we don't want our coaches to look bad. Obviously it's their first year being head coaches, so we want to make them look good and make the team look good and not lose the streak.
I feel like it's kind of similar every year. We have this whole bunch of pressure because our streak just keeps getting bigger. But this is the first year that we don't have our head coach, Mr. Cornforth. So I think this year is a little bit more pressure because we don't want to be the first year that we lose without him because he's been here the whole time.
While their journey is intense and requires a deep commitment, that doesn't stop the team from having fun. Through bonding parties and working closely in classes together, members of the team are always perfecting their craft. Mrs. Nelson is Wheeling Park's head speech and debate coach, and she says that teamwork is very important.
Preparation actually started last year, at the end of last year, with some speech and debate projects they started in class. We work over the summer as well, and then when we come back during the school year, we're really lucky to have speech and debate classes, so they're learning about their events in class, they're practicing in class, but the bulk of it comes at practice after school. So like any sports team, we practice typically 5 days a week, from 2:45, 3 o'clock until 4:30, and then we go on the weekends and we get feedback from judges, kids' place, and things like that. So we use all of that as well to help move their pieces forward so that they can be the best that they can be.
Being a part of this team shapes members' lives forever. Several current members of Wheeling Park's faculty competed on the team during their tenure as a Patriot.
I was on the debate team and I did all 3 levels of debate, Lincoln Douglas, Public Forum, and Congress, and I had a fun time. It was fun being active on the team.
So I was very fortunate. I was on the speech team from the time I was a sophomore till I was a senior. This is back when, a million years ago. I was a part of year 21, 22, and 23. I'm so proud of them that they're continuing that tradition, that they're on the road to 44. I think it's incredible. Being on the speech team is one of the most fulfilling experiences of my life. The team is wonderful. You learn so many skills. You're able to talk to people, and it's just I had made lifelong friends and wonderful connections, and practice so many of the skills I use every day in the classroom.
It's really exciting to see the team going for 44, and I'm sure they're going to make it and do great the way they always have.
I was part of the 25th state championship and 26th state championship, so it's really been fun to be back and part of these recent state championships, and I'm really proud to continue the legacy with this team.
Our debaters already kicked off their Congress portion of the tournament in Parkersburg on Sunday. The rest of the tournament is slated for this weekend in Morgantown. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Hudson Davis.
On behalf of all of us at WPHP, good luck to everyone competing in the state speech and debate tournament.
All across the world, starting on March 3rd, we will be celebrating National World Language Week. Patriot Connection reporter Riley Gillespie examines how Wheeling Park High School will celebrate this week.
Schools across the country have been celebrating National World Language Week since the 1950s to bring awareness of the need for and importance of world language studies. This week is the perfect time to showcase the importance of communicating clearly or understanding written thoughts through the grammatical systems of two languages. This is commonly referred to as biliteracy. Biliteracy is something that is encouraged at Wheeling Park for students to further their second language education. Mr. Bennett is a world language teacher and is also Wheeling Park's World Language Department Chair.
So the Seal of Biliteracy is an award that the state gives to graduating seniors who are able to show proficiency in English as well as another language. So here at Wheeling Park we offer a test in the spring to graduating students to show their proficiency either in Spanish and or French. And upon attaining an intermediate mid-level of proficiency in the language, the students will receive a diploma from the state that states that they have obtained that proficiency that they can take to their colleges or university that they're going to get college credit for courses there, or to a potential employer to show them that they actually have that level of proficiency in the language.
It may seem hard to believe, but approximately 7,000 different languages exist throughout the world. Learning a different language comes with many benefits. Not only is it fun to learn a new language, but it is also proven to improve your chances of getting a job, increase your problem-solving and abstract thinking skills, and even boost your grades on the SAT, ACT, and GRE.
Learning a different language is very important so you can communicate to more people.
You can meet new people and make new connections.
The fact that I can learn a different language without having to pay for it.
You can be able to communicate more, and you can also travel more.
It can teach you new and important life skills that you can use every day.
For the first time since 2017, Wheeling Park's World Language Department is sponsoring a trip and is taking close to 20 students to Puerto Rico. Their last trip was to Europe and included many different destinations, including Paris. Mrs. Robbins is another world language teacher at Wheeling Park and has chaperoned several trips throughout her tenure at the high school.
We have a kayaking tour of the bioluminescent bay. We have a ziplining excursion through the rainforests, as well as a snorkeling adventure on one of the reefs outside of Puerto Rico.
The World Language Department has a lot of things planned for this year's National World Language Week. We will dress in a different theme each day and hear daily announcements in a different language every morning. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Riley Gillespie.
The World Language Department also sponsors the Fluent Club, which meets week 2 during activity period in room 245. If you're interested in joining this club, stop and see any of our world language teachers.
All throughout the country and here at Wheeling Park High School, people celebrate women's history the whole month of March. Patriot Connection reporter Emily LaFamme explains.
This month is the perfect time to recognize all the contributions and achievements women have made throughout history. This celebration began in large part because of a protest that women staged in 1857. They were frustrated with their poor working conditions in New York City factories. Mrs. Farrow is one of our social studies teachers at Wheeling Park and says throughout history, women have not always had the same opportunities as men.
Women were kind of stuck in really specific roles, particularly staying at home, taking care of their families. And so over the years, women have pushed for more rights and more opportunities, like the right to vote, or just more opportunities in the workplace. So I think it's really important that we celebrate the accomplishments of women and the roles we play in our society today.
Several years ago, social studies teacher Miss Smith started a women's empowerment club after some students suggested it.
We need to talk more about women in history, their achievements, and they also said we need to talk about some things that maybe people aren't comfortable with. So talking about periods, hygiene, and they wanted to talk about birth control and learn about the dangers and what options they had. So I just tried to research as much as I could, and we did a variety of presentations on those things.
When we support others, we gain opportunities to speak up for our rights and advocate for ourselves and the community. Whether it's your mom, sister, or coach, everyone has a woman in their life who inspires them.
My grandma, because she's the definition of a powerful woman. She's bold, she's honest, and she's just a good person overall.
Definitely my mom, because she pushes me to work harder.
Shauna Shepard, because she pushes me to be the best version of myself.
Dr. Miller, and I'm not just saying that, I genuinely do adore her because
for shallow reasons. I think that she dresses super cute. And she's always got like a pantsuit on, and she'll even wear tennis shoes sometimes with a pantsuit, and I love that. And I think it's very important to have female representation within the education system, because it's predominantly a male-dominated field, and not only is she a woman in education, she's also our superintendent, which I think can be intimidating. It's an intimidating position, but she handles it really well.
My sister Adley is an influential woman in my life. She influences me to be the best person I can be.
My great-grandma, because she's been around for a while and she's just taught me a lot.
So an important woman in my life is my older sister, Kate. I think Kate is the type of woman that could be celebrated because she has broken in to this new role in her industry. She works in the paint industry, and it's primarily dominated by men, and she's like worked her way up through her company, PPG Paints, to be a regional manager. So she oversees a lot. She has a lot of responsibilities, and you know, throughout history, a lot of women didn't have those kinds of opportunities, and there was just certain industries that were harder for us to break into, certain roles that were harder for us to attain. So she's broken a lot of barriers by doing what she's doing today.
And my sister, because she brings me up even when I'm feeling down.
Women's rights are very important to Wheeling Park Junior Caitlin Smith, as she is creating an AP research project with her topic on women's rights.
Is basically a mix of a lit review, which is just a research paper, and my own interviews and work that I have been doing. And my topic is about women's rights. And so I found that with increased women's rights, there's been increased economic productivity in countries, also an increase in GDP as well. And there's also been an increase in employment rates. There's been an increase in just social and cultural equality, and increase in democracy. And there's also been increases in just production, and overall it's so much better for women to have rights in certain countries for everybody. It's not just for women that feminism is important for, it's also something that has been researched and is proven true. It's very important for everybody and not just the people who we are trying to help, which is the group of women that we are trying to raise to equality.
Thanks so much to Miss Farrow, Miss Smith, and all the other influential women here at Wheeling Park High School. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Emily LaFlamme.
As part of this month, International Women's Day is celebrated on March 8th. Make sure to take time to thank an important woman in your life.
Before we go to our break, it's time for Park TV Trivia with Patriot Connection reporter Zuri Lippman.
When we think of St. Patrick's Day, we think of green everywhere, including four-leaf clovers. This week's question is, what are the odds of finding a four-leaf clover? Is it A, 1 in 5,000, B, 1 in 10,000, or C, 1 in 50,000? We'll have the answer when we come back.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone.
What does Main Street Bank mean to you?
Well, Main Street has extended hours every business day, and they're open most holidays. Their new checking and savings accounts are really good. The balance requirement is very low, and they have online bill pay and debit cards right away. Plus, they have no fees or low fees. Great service, higher interest. That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
I choose not to use alcohol and other drugs.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use. I choose not to use.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use.
I choose not to use. Saying no to alcohol and other drugs while being a teenager can be challenging with peer pressure. However, it's important to remember the risks and dangers that come with abuse. Surround yourself with good people and fun activities. You won't regret it. Game changer, saying no to alcohol and other drugs.
Stress. It's everywhere we go. It's at school, it's at home, and it's even on the road. Stress is a mental state caused by a difficult situation in somebody's life. Whether you're struggling with grades, facing problems at home, or dealing with personal issues at school. Stress can take a toll on our physical or mental health. Manage your stress by taking short breaks, getting enough sleep, and talking to people about your problems. This message is brought to you by WPHP.
Have you ever dreamed of being able to install, manage, prepare, and troubleshoot PC hardware and Windows? Even business and home networks? Are you interested in the cybersecurity field? We can also train you in the basic languages of computer programming to make games come to life. You can develop skills in areas of coding, such as graphics, sound, scripting, user interface, and more. With enough equipment to build a small office or home office network, classes offered through the Computer System Repair program will enable students to prepare and build a computer while managing a small network. Wheeling Park School's Patriots Tech Team, preparing students for life.
Before the break, we asked you, what are the odds of finding a 4-leaf clover? Is it A, 1 in 5,000, B, 1 in 10,000, or C, 1 in 50,000? The answer is B, 1 in 10,000. It turns out the odds of finding a 4-leaf clover on the first try is 1 in 10,000.
It's an annual reading motivation and awareness program that the National Education Association, or NEA, started. Patriot Connection reporter Ivy Neidert explains.
People of all ages will celebrate Read Across America March 2nd through the 6th. It begins on Dr. Seuss's birthday. The National Education Association started and created Read Across America in 1997, and the first celebration took place the next year. The goal is to promote literacy and a love of reading among children. It also brings awareness to the importance of reading in education and helps to motivate kids to read. Mrs. Yost is one of Wheeling Park's English language arts teachers and says reading is an invaluable activity for people of all ages.
Not only does reading improve literacy skills, it also helps students embrace and become more empathetic towards other people and hopefully learn something that they can ultimately use in their daily lives.
Believe it or not, reading has several mental and even physical benefits. These include strengthening your brain, increasing your ability to empathize, reducing stress, and even building your vocabulary. Despite the disappointing statistic that the average American reads only about 5 books a year, the young adult population reads the most. Whether it's a Stephen King thriller or a fantasy novel by Sarah J. Maas, Wheeling Park students and staff love to read.
My favorite book is We Were Liars, and it's because it's about like a group of teenagers and they're learning to deal with their difficulties.
Lessons in chemistry, because I'm teaching chemistry here.
Wonder, because I like the theme behind it.
Shatter Me series because it was entertaining to read.
The Iliad because of all the memorable characters.
The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare because I love all the characters, I love her writing style, and it has a really good plot.
The Gentleman from Indiana. It was this old book from around 1899. I found it to be kind of slow at the start, but I found it more of like a really genuine timepiece.
My favorite book is The Outsiders. I first read it a long time ago when I was in middle school, and I just fell in love with it, and I love the movie, and I love everything about it.
I like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire just because it's like really nostalgic for me. Here's one more reason to pick up a book. Children who read for at least 20 minutes a day will be exposed to approximately 200 words. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Ivy Neidert.
Remember, reading doesn't have to be expensive. The Ohio County Public Library is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. They also have ebooks available on their website.
We're excited to bring back a segment we started last year called All Girls Garage. This year, Riley Gillespie is taking it over and is going to be talking to girls in Mr. Bugai's automotive technology classes.
This year, we're going to be focusing on some more simple skills. Joining me today is Hayden Coyne. She'll be showing us how to change the oil in your car. So why is it so important to change the oil in your car?
The reason it is so important is so your engine does not mess up while you're driving or end up blowing up.
Okay, thank you. So let's get to it.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is find the dipstick, which ours is right here. So we're just gonna take it out and wipe it off. And then we'll stick it back in. and pull it right back out. And it should be in between those two lines. That means your oil is good. And then every so many miles, 5,000 miles for certain cars and then 7,000 for trucks, you should change it.
Thank you, Hayden Coyne and Mr. Bugaj, for taking time out of your day to show us this important skill. Reporting for the Patriot Connection alongside Hayden Coyne, I'm Riley Gillespie.
We'll be back soon with a new skill to master.
Wheeling Park is gearing up to welcome a new group of freshmen. Patriot Connection reporter Anthony Mealy explains how our career technical education students are giving 8th graders a taste of what we offer in our Career Center.
Wheeling Park CTE students recently visited all of our middle schools to talk to them about the programs we offer. Students from each of our 14 CTE programs brought examples of their work, pictures, brochures, and most importantly, the passion they have for their program to all 4 of Ohio County middle schools. They spent time talking to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders about the exciting opportunities that await them when they become Patriots. Mrs. Bugaj is an assistant principal at Wheeling Park High School and is also our CTE director. She says it is a great experience for middle schoolers to be exposed to CTE at such an early age.
And it's great for our students who we bring down here because we always ask them to try to go back to the middle school that they went to, number one, so it's nice to come back, and it's nice for the teachers at the middle schools to see their former students, but it's also good for our kids because there's nobody better to talk about your program than the people who are doing it and who are actually in the classes doing the work and learning the stuff. You can't have a better cheerleader for your program than someone who's in it and enjoying it and learning a lot.
The middle school students enjoyed not only meeting the representatives from each program, but also learning about our exciting programs.
I feel like this helps students find out more of what they would like to do in the future and what they would like to do with their career after high school or even in high school.
It's really fun. We get to see what Park has to offer when we get there next year, and there's a lot of different options that we can do when we get there.
Some of the things that I've experienced today that I find interesting are all the CT programs that they have and how they're ran.
It just kind of goes to show all the different options that they have to offer up at the high school and to prepare us for real life.
I'm enjoying it because I think it's a great opportunity for all the kids here to learn about what all you can do at Park, and it shows them, it gets them ready to experience it.
We're learning about all the different CTE offerings at Park, and it's really fun because there's a lot of different opportunities and a lot of new people and experiences to have.
I thought that Park Inc. was really cool because I want to learn about financing and writing taxes, writing checks, because that will be very helpful in my real life.
Thank you to all of the middle schools for welcoming us. We can't wait for you to become a Patriot. Reporting for the Patriot Connection, I'm Anthony Mealy.
8th graders in Ohio County schools will tour Wheeling Park with their class in the next few weeks.
Now let's take a look at what else is going on at Wheeling Park High School this week.
Our World Language Department will hold their World Language Induction Ceremony at 6 p.m. on Thursday in the ILC.
Wheeling Park FFA and Ogilvy Stables are teaming up for a horse riding clinic. Details are in the flyer on Schoology. Be sure to reserve your spot with Mr. Bloomfield by sending him a Schoology message.
Yearbooks are still on sale. Check out jostensyearbooks.com to order or bring a check for $74 to room 346, which is Mrs. Weir's room.
Good luck to members of our ProStart Restaurant Technology program who compete in the Hospitality Cup this week in Charleston.
Wheeling Park's speech and debate team will travel to Morgantown on Friday and Saturday to compete in their state tournament. Good luck to all of the students and coaches.
Seniors, remember, you can get scholarship and college application help on Friday during activity period. You must get a pass from school counseling and report to room 226 during activity period.
If you're staying after school, don't forget about School Stoppers. It starts at 2:30. You need to swipe your ID, and you may not take School Stoppers on the bus.
The Rotary clubs in our area are partnering with Rise Against Hunger on Saturday, March 15th from 9 to 12 in St. Jude Park in Glendale. Volunteers will pack food bags that will be shipped to the most needy places in the world. If you would like to sign up and get 3 hours of volunteer time for National Honor Society or scholarship applications, click on the link in Schoology.
The Wheeling University swim team is holding swimming lessons for the 2024 spring semester. In addition to beginner swim lessons, they are adding competitive swim lessons that are more geared towards middle school and high school age students. There's a flyer available with information that is posted on Schoology.
Would you like a monthly PDF version of our Park Press emailed directly to you? Use the link in Schoology to join the Park Press mailing list.
Ogilvy currently has open positions. Nature Day Camp positions applicants must be at least 16 years of age. They have year-round, part-time, and seasonal jobs. For more information and a link to our employment application, check out oionline.com.
The Green Club has free reusable bottles for anyone in need. We can also use some boxes for paper and bigger boxes to mail back TerraCycle items. If anyone has boxes, please send them to room 304.
Looking for a job? Don't forget to check out our job opportunities document on Schoology's resources page.
That's a wrap for this week's Patriot Connection. We're on WLTV 14, 7 days a week at 6:30 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. For all of the Patriot Connection reporters, I'm Lola Woods.
And I'm Paisley Jones. Have a great day.